Day 7 has arrived. Lucky 7. Previous day you saw shopping for Daihatsu Jumbo K-Truck. And today, oh get ready, we're gonna install cab shocks. But we're also gonna prep that frame for painting and 150 feet of Boogie Lights. Hi, I'm Greg from RV Haulers and RV Hauler Store. It is day 7 of the Chuggs conversion into an RV hauler project. What we're doing in this video series is we're taking you through step by step, tool by task by trick, converting this Mack Anthem into an RV hauler using all of the parts available on our RV Hauler Store. If you want to see us continue in this project, join us in this video. Catching those of you up who haven't been following along, we just finished bringing this back from the driveline shop where this truck was extended and the drive shafts were built. And we literally just rolled him into the shop and we're getting ready for the bed install. But we've got a few things we want to take care of before we put the bed back onto Chuggs. The cab shocks on Chuggs were really loose. They took a little while for them to come in. They have come in, so we'll be taking care of replacing the cab shocks. He really rocks quite a bit while we drive him. And the other thing we're working on is while we have the frame completely exposed, we're gonna be doing a full Boogie Lights underglow, and we're lighting this puppy up. And to help us with the underglow project, we're gonna clean up this frame. So we're grabbing the grinders, the cup brushes, and what we're gonna be doing is we have an underglow. We're gonna be putting RGBA LEDs from Boogie Lights all the way along the underside of these two frame rails, front to back. So almost 40 feet of lights times 2. But of course the underside of these frames this one's a little rough. It's probably pretty dirty underneath there too. So we're gonna take this opportunity to get it down to bare metal. And we're gonna be using a direct to metal product called Pt.7, which is a high gloss, great adhesion product. And we'll be able to paint the underside of this frame. At the same time, we're gonna be doing the sides of the frame rails as well. So we've got a really good adhesion point underneath these frame rails to stick the double-sided 3M tape to. Austin also reminded me, we've got a little bit of the weed burner exhaust. Here, come with me. You don't have a choice, you gotta come with me. We've got a little bit of shielding that we want to put on the exhaust. Again, we were waiting for some specific clamps to come in. Are they over here, Austin? Oh, here they are.
They're right in the bag there.
Here we go. So yeah, we were waiting for some of these clamps, which go onto the tube, which support the shielding. Those came in. So we're gonna have that exhaust shielded from the fuel lines that are right there. And are those the shocks, Austin?
Yeah.
They look like the right ones?
Well, the shocks do, the boxes don't.
Talk about over packaging. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get those installed here too. Using these grinders and all these little wire wheels, little bits of those things, they're flying. So you get to join us in taking the sticker off of a brand new face shield.
This is why you don't trim your nails.
Look at that. You may be wondering why we're not sandblasting, and certainly it's an option, However, our style has been, there's a bit of a reality here, is that we're going to be completely covering this frame. And the truth is, yes, they look a little ugly when we've got some rust on here, but you're completely covering it. And it is impossible for you to rust through this frame in a few lifetimes. These frames do last a really long while. So we're doing this mostly for the Boogie Lights. We're also doing it because we do want to protect the brand new frame that we have back here that's been installed. The other thing that you have to realize is that if you want to sandblast this frame, it's a big job. You have to take all of these components inside of the frame, wrap them up really carefully, sandblast, and then paint. And you're never going to see it, and it doesn't add any kind of a safety or longevity or reliability factor. Even the aesthetics are kind of suspect, right? You're not going to see it. This is going to be completely covered. So the only part that you're really going to see is the top of this mirror. With our CANBed system, this will be exposed. So getting this little section nice and black is worth it because it's visible. So that's just my opinion. If you want to sandblast and you want to paint, that's up to you. It's a lot of work that doesn't really, I'd rather you put the money into the fuel tank and into your fuel, into your travels, than something that doesn't give you longevity, safety, or reliability, or aesthetics. We're going to have a little safety moment here for a second. If you look at our grinders around the shop, they have the shields on them. I know a lot of people like to take those little protective shields off. Please don't. Now here's Rob. He's a guy that there's some of us that don't like to wear gloves, and that's okay. It's his choice. But if you look, there's the shield on his grinder as well. Please leave him on. It's dusty. The dust is fine. We have the exhaust fans on. They pull a lot of air out of here, but wisely, Rob is making the call to put the mask on. Come with us. Next step is we're going to be doing an inventory of our paint supplies, making sure we got enough to paint the bed and the boxes. It's early morning, it's minus 20, but it's warm in the shop.
I thought it was negative. We don't like you anymore.
So we already shot the color with our camera system, and we've got the mixology all figured out. Austin did that previously. And we're taking a look at what we need. What's in here?
Oh, it's not
Not even opened.
not open yet. We'll have to open that. 110 white, we should have. Oh yeah, lots of that.
60.
Oh yeah, lots of that. We still got lots of reducer. And we got the finder. And 814 coarse metallic, we should have lots of that. Yeah,
Oh, and there's a spare, we got a
almost
spare
empty
can in the
that
back.
one's-
We got the spare already. Okay, so we're actually using a new tint.
Yeah.
Wow.
Color.
Wow, first time. It's been a long time since we've had to crack open a brand new one. So all of these ones with the little lids on here and the steering pedals inside are ones we've used before, and there's not many we haven't used before. Oh, do we need more paddles?
We don't, yeah, you have to. Oh.
Those are the small ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we need to order. This is why we plan ahead. We need some more of the lids. These are the small ones? What's empty? Oh.
Somewhere else.
Okay, no, we'll have to order some. Okay, we got that figured out. So what we're talking about are these guys. So these are the small ones. They go on the tints, the small pearls, and right. A lot of these ones are, you know, fine metallic pearls and right, fine metallic sparkling. These are the ones that go in there, and you can see they've got these paddles on them that turn, and they're connected in there. They click in, and you hit the on button. And what it does is it is mixing all of these right now. It runs for, I think it's 15 minutes. When you press it once, Anyways, we need to get one set up for this guy. But we're phoning for some, we need more of the POR 15 as well, don't we?
Yeah.
So we need that.
And we're low on Raptor, so I might as well.
We'll get some Raptor as well. Okay. Plan ahead. Somebody needs to clear snow. Oh, that would be me. I'll get to that. All right, just to give you a clearer picture of what we're doing on the exhaust is that shielding that you see there attaching to those clamps on that exhaust to protect from those fuel lines. So that one still needs the bracket on it, but you can see that one there is in place. And Austin is working on another one, an elbow that's going up as well. So we've got some heat shielding. You can see the lines above that. So we've got some heat shielding to protect those above the exhaust. But this is exhaust coming out of the SCR system. Choose your words carefully.
I've asked you nicely. Get out of there.
Austin is choosing his words carefully. 4 bolts, 2 shocks, 1 bolt is a bear. And Austin's been trying to eat it, cut it.
Yes! You lose, I win. Haha.
That was unscripted. Perfect timing.
Good.
So sometimes the little things take big things.
That's an hour on that bolt.
Okay, Austin reports an hour and a bit for 1 shock bolt.
Oh my goodness. Wow. But the shocks are completely shot, so that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, we knew that.
Oh no, they're really bad.
Of course, it's a bear to work in there.
Okay, swing press.
Says the guy standing outside the frame.
Swing press. I never got that bolt out of there, did I? Oh no.
So because Austin's been working up in there, we didn't want to paint the frame near him because he's crawling in and out. So you see, we've gotten this far.
Show Greg on camera.
What? Show us. Oh, that works really good. Not.
A lot of movement, a lot of great movement.
Okay.
So that's why the shocks were, why the cab was rocking so much. Okay, so Austin's gonna put some new frame grade hardware in there, get the new shock in. He's breathing heavy. And we'll then be able to finish painting this frame up towards the front.
Alrighty, Mr. Grinder, you can go back.
Frame is looking nice. Got the POR 15 on there. And we have marked the center of the axle. So using our 2-foot square technique, what we've done is you hang your 2-foot square right on the wheel, and you'll see I've marked the center of the axle with that little yellow dot. So by keeping the square just a little ways away so that it can swing freely, it'll make itself vertical. And we want to get, let me see if I can get you lined up here. There we go. We've got it right in the middle of that hole. And what we'll do is we mark a white line. Now, I am dealing with the thickness of the pen here, so it is 1/8 of an inch to the right of the square. But then take the square, put it against the frame, get it to line up with this white line right there, and then extrapolate the center of axle. So we started to bring in our CANBed frames. So now that we have the center located, Rob just went and grabbed, look at me swinging around with the camera. I should really pay attention to where I'm pointing. He brought in a whole bunch of the clip angles. If you buy a CANBed from us, all of this is supplied. These are all pre-built. So we're gonna be, the first frame, placing it exactly in the center of the axle and also square to the truck up front, you know, doing measurements kitty corner to make sure it's exactly square is the next step here. So, but this is, what time is it? It's like 4:15, 4:20. We're approaching the end of the day. I think we're just gonna get set up for mounting these frames, but mounting the first one is the one that takes the longest, making sure it's super square. That's our frame of reference. So we then start to build forward with frames, we build rearward with frames. Okay, what Dan, the king of details, has been doing.
Taking off taking off all the chrome.
Taking off all the
So we're
chrome.
blacking out everything, and customer wanted that, so we're gonna do that for him. So
Nothing shiny on this
it'll be
truck.
nothing shiny. It'll be just black and ready to roll.
So show the grill, which you took apart there.
So usually the Volvo grill is like 4 bolts. This one was a lot more. So, but we got it all taken apart, pretty well down to bare, so that we're kind of painted. We got to scuff it and all that other stuff.
And you took off the netting or the mesh that was on the back.
Yeah. So the mesh was.
So
on the
that doesn't
back.
get painted.
So the reason why I didn't want to get that is when we paint, it might clog all that stuff up. So it'll just get a nice, real good clean. And
You took off some of the other little trim pieces that were
just
on there.
these that were in the front here, just like that. So of course we're gonna be painting this all black too, but everything's gonna be black on this. It won't be anything shiny. It's gonna be nice black.
Was there anything else you took off as well? So the air intakes you took off
So
here.
air intakes around here, there was a chrome piece that kind of was here. I took that out.
Oh, all the lights.
And then the fog lights, and there was 2 pieces that were right here.
On the front
Very
bumper.
minimal chrome on this, but I think this is going to be a beauty build,
That has to stay.
and it has to.
Cannot touch. Cannot touch. But that's going to really get rid of all the chrome on here. And of course, we're going with can steps. So those aluminum treads are going to be gone.
Yeah.
That's going to be gone.
Just this was a little
Oh,
bit
wait.
of a problem to get off because they glued it and screwed it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it done tomorrow, but I gotta be very careful with it because it's delicate.
Okay, it's a customer's truck. This is Chuggs. You got to.
It's a very nice truck. It's the first Mack we've worked on, so interesting. All new things.
First Mack you worked on.
First Mack I've worked on.
I've worked on other Macs before. It'll go pretty quick. So this is the end of day 7. Wow, it's going fast. I'm Greg from RV Haulers and RV Hauler Store. If you have enjoyed seeing the kinds of things we're doing with these builds, please think about maybe subscribing to the channel and hit that little bell icon so that you get a heads up when the next video is going to be posted. But we're trying to share with you all the tips and tricks in building your own RV hauler. I hope it's been helpful. Thanks for watching, and everybody drive safe.